Love should be easy. Why should it not? When all you want is to be loved,
Is this thing on? Hey guys, it's George Trombley. This is Japanese from Zero. We're going to be doing a live workshop today, going through some big grammar points on Book 4, Lesson 7 in just a moment. We'll wait for some of the people to come to the stream. This is the book we're talking about. We are on Lesson 7, basically halfway through the book. So if you've gotten this far, congrats. At home, do it in the live chat, all right? If you are not watching it live and you're seeing it in the archive later on, then just you can write things down for yourself, or if I ask you to put something out later on, you can do that later on, right? I don't think I will be doing that. I don't think I have anything in this particular PowerPoint that says do this for homework, but the way to make these effective, these videos that we're making now, is you have to really interact. When I play a sound, I want you to try to translate it. I want you to, if you're watching it later on, pause it, write it down, write down what you heard like as a dictation thing, and then try to translate it. Don't just let me feed things to you. Really try to work with what I'm giving in terms of sentences and see if you can, 1, translate from English to Japanese, 2, translate from Japanese to English, and 3, to listen to the Japanese and translate, or interpret into your mind, all right? If we don't do that, then really you're just kind of watching a video and it won't be as easy for you to recall later on, right? So part of getting good in a language is absolutely engaging with it. So please don't just watch, interact, okay, as much as you can, all right? All right, well, there's enough of us here. We'll go ahead and start. Here we go. We are in Lesson 7, Making Decisions with Suru. We did a video. The last video was all about just something ni suru. Now we're going to complicate it a little bit, make it more powerful with verbs. And as always, I will figure out how to make this PowerPoint work. You can get the books here on Amazon, blah, blah, blah. You guys all know where to get the books. I assume everyone watching at least has a copy of the book. All right, here we go. Moving on. All right, so here's what we're doing. We're going to be adding an informal verb plus koto ni suru to decide on a verb. And we're going to be doing sentences like this. I decided to quit, okay? Think about it. This is the English sentence. It's verb plus koto ni. Because it's past tense, it will have to be past tense of suru. So think about it just for a second. And remember that we did learn this word to quit. All right, it is this.
やめることにしました。
Okay, so やめることにしました. Right? To quit is the thing that I decided. Ni shimashita. I have made a choice to quit. All right? All right, what about this one? I decided to go home. All you need to know is the verb go home. Now, I assume at this level, you're not thinking it's ie ni iku. Okay? It's kaeru, right? So, kaeru koto ni shimashita. Oops, this has the wrong furigana. Sorry about that. That should be kae. I was doing some fixing. Look, I spent easily all day working on this PowerPoint, and I did a last minute change, and I forgot the furigana. So just ignore this right here. And because it's live, I can't change it. That's what it is.
帰ることにしました。
Okay? 帰ることにしました. Kangaroo doesn't mean anything here. Kangaroo, I decided to kangaroo. That doesn't make any sense, all right? All right, now, moving on. All right, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little bit more complicated sentence, but this time I want you to listen. You can't pause yet if we're live, but if you're watching this later, please write down what you hear, okay? If you're watching live, just post it. What does this mean before you view it?
明日から始めることにしました。明日から始めることにしました。
One more time.
明日から始めることにしました。
All right. Here it is. Now you can see what it looks like.
明日から始めることにしました。
Now, if you look at this and understand it, but couldn't understand it when you heard it, that means that your listening is weak. Okay, you need to improve your listening. And one way you do it is by listening. All right? One more time.
明日から 始めることにしました。
Living Codex, you got it exactly. Fat me day. I'm not sure how to say that. I decided to start from tomorrow. Yes, I decided to start from tomorrow. Okay, even though we're not using a word like kimeru. Okay, but we could.
明日から始めることに決めました。
What? That sounds like the same sentence almost.
明日から始めることに決めました。明日から始めることに決めました。
And you will see, indeed, it is the same sentence. The only thing that we've done is instead of shimashita, we have kimemashita. And guess what? It means the same thing.
明日から始めることに決めました。
Okay? Don't ask me why, it just does. All right? So now what we're going to do, Jonathan, sorry. You said, I'm starting my work from tomorrow. Now, we don't know if this is work or not. If you were going to say start my work, you'd have to be using shigoto in there somewhere, right? 明日から仕事を始めることにしました. Now, if the topic of conversation was already work, like, hey, when are you going to do that work? And you said, 明日から始めることにしました or 明日から始めることに決めました. Then it would translate to contextually, because context is one of the most important things in speaking Japanese or in any language. Then it would mean I decided to start work from tomorrow. Okay. All right. Moving. I don't know how San Bombezos says I decided to finish work. Hajimeru is to start. Finish would be owaru or oeru. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do an English one. What does this mean in Japanese? How do you say this in Japanese? I decided to go to Japan in November. Let's not use the kimeru verb. Let's do everything from this point forward with the suru verb, because that's the goal of this lesson. We already know how to use kimeru. We're trying to do this with suru. Yeah, I decided to go to Japan in November. Now, of course, maybe you can't go to Japan actually in December. But let's say that all things were open and we were allowed to go and you can get an airplane ticket and everything. Well, how would you say, when a friend asks you, hey, I know you're talking about going to Japan. You're thinking maybe in the summer, you were thinking maybe in the winter. What did you decide?
11月に日本に行くことにしました。
Now, the way that she said that wasn't an answer to what we were just talking about. It's an out of the blue thing. In November, I decided to go to Japan. That wouldn't make sense in the context of, hey, you were thinking of going to Japan. That would just be, if someone was doing that exact scenario, then I would just say, 11月に行くことにしました. I decided to go in November. The word to Japan would already be assumed. When you already have introduced topics, you generally don't have to restate them, okay? So this particular statement is, hey, guess what? I decided to go to Japan in November.
11月に日本に行くことにしました。
All right. Let's see. Carlo Bonayan says, 11月に日本に行くことにしました. Perfect. I would like to learn Japanese fluently, says Saitama. Well, maybe go back about 112 videos. I think this is actually 114. We do go through a lot of Japanese grammar, okay? All right, moving on. Now we're going to do the same thing, but instead of using the future tense, the iku and kaeru, we're going to change it a little bit, okay? I decided to not quit. How would you do that? A little bit more tricky. I decided to not quit. Let's say you were debating quitting. You thought about it one night, and your friend in the next morning was like, what did you decide? Like, what are you doing? Yamenai. I don't know where do I have furigana anywhere? No furigana.
やめないことにしました。
Now, this is just to demonstrate that the nishimashita is what it's showing that you made a decision. The decision that you made is inside this yellow area right here. So, yamenai koto ni shimashita. I decided to not quit. Now, you could also translate that as I decided not to quit. That would be also okay. All right. But if you had said, let's say we changed this part, the suru part, into shimasen deshita, that wouldn't mean that you didn't decide to quit. It would mean you didn't decide, right? If you said it that way. But also that's very weird. It's typically not used that way. How about, I'm going to not think about it. It's really like saying I'm not going to think about it. Okay. But to make it clear in your head how the Japanese works, it's I'm going to not think about it. The word decided is not in there because it's a future tense thing. That's a hint that we're not going to be using shimashita. 考えないことにします。Okay?
考えないことにします。考えないことにします。
So, 考える means to consider or to think about something. Okay? And we're deciding we're not going to do it. And this nishimasu means that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to not think about it. Okay? It doesn't mean I decided to not think about it. It just, yeah, I'm not going to think about it. Okay? Future tense. Maybe there was some big problem that happened. Your girlfriend broke up with you and your friend was like, "Are you okay, man?" It's like, 考えないことにします. Yeah, I'm not going to think about it. Okay? All right, ready? Now for some more sentences. Now listen, translate out loud, say it to yourself out loud. That's weird. Can you say it to yourself out loud? Say it out loud so that you know you're not cheating. First, I want you to repeat the sentence, then say it out loud, okay? Here we go. Really interact.
今日は暑いから出かけないことにしました。
Not so easy, right? When you actually have to say it, it's a whole different process. Try it again.
今日は暑いから出かけないことにしました。
It's one thing to think you know it in your head. You know, you can think you know it in your head, but that when you actually get into the world and you're talking to Japanese people, you will not know it right away if you haven't practiced. There's muscles in your brain that aren't really muscles, but it's like muscle memory, right? You have to know by practicing, okay? So let's see. Iyasuru says, today is hot, so I cannot do it. No, that is not correct. Carlo Bonayon, because it's hot today, I decided to not go out. Very good. Let's look at it.
今日は暑いから出かけないことにしました。
Now, I think you might have gotten confused, the one who said I cannot do it, yasuru, and you thought dekakenai was dekinai. That dekinai koto ni shimashita can never happen. Let me tell you why it can't happen. You can never have a verb that's not an action verb that you can accomplish in the koto part. Dekinai is a state. I can't do it, right? It has to be something that you could do, an action that you can do. If you're dekinai is just the situation. I can't do it. Suru, you can do. Dekiru is a state. Does that make sense? So you can't decide to not be able to do it. Does that make sense? It sounds weird in English too. I decided to not be able to do it. You can decide not to do it. Shinai koto ni shimashita. But you can't decide to not dekiru. Okay? All right. One more time.
今日は暑いから出かけないことにしまし
It's like
た。
a rock song for me. All right. Since it's hot today, I decided not to go out. Dekakeru is the verb for going out. Let me get a drink here. Raf K said, it not too hot where I live. No. Based on what you translated it as, I would say you're really not tracking what's happening in the sentence. 今日は暑いから means because it's hot, but you have it's not too hot. That would be そんなに暑くない. And if you were going to say it's not too hot where I live, it would be 私が住んでいるところはそんなに暑くない. Okay? The place that I'm living is not too hot. That's a completely different sentence. Ready for the next one? We having fun? I am. I love these workshops. I really do.
今夜早く寝ることにします。 今夜早く寝ることにします。
Now, these ones with using shimasu translate a little bit differently, okay? They don't translate like the shimashita ones. The shimashita ones are, I decided to blah, blah, blah.
今夜早く寝ることにします。
What is it? Not so easy, right? It's okay to not be easy, brother. I'm making a little bit of fun here, guys. Yeah, it's not easy. Like, if everyone could do Japanese, everyone will be fluent in Japanese because Japanese is a super fun language. It is actually really, honestly hard to get to this point where you can hear something that you're not prepared for. Keep in mind, we are kind of prepared for it because we're talking about a certain grammar. But now imagine every sentence you hear is this random sentence and it's in a row. That's why you've got to practice on these basics. You have got to nail the basics, right?
今夜早く寝ることにします。
All right, Angels and Demons says, I decided to sleep early. Sakuta Ren says, tonight I decided to sleep early. You guys are both wrong. Sam Bombezo says, tonight I decided to sleep earlier. No, because look at the sentence.
今夜早く寝ることにします。
It's shimasu. If this was 今夜早く寝ることにしました, that would mean I've decided that I'm going to sleep early tonight. You guys would all be right. This is a very, very small nuance change. She still, or he still, has made a decision, okay? But it's more like this. I'm going to go to bed early this evening. We just don't say the word decision here in English. Kind of weird, right? Like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to sleep early this evening. 早く寝ることにします. I'm going to go ahead and sleep. It still shows that you made a decision, but you haven't done, you're still like, right. You've made the decision, but it's not past tense. It means it's going to happen, right? You could have said, 早く寝ることにしました, but it hasn't happened yet. It's more natural to say, 早く寝ることにします. Yeah, you know what? It's like it's right at that moment. You're kind of like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sleep early this evening. You know what I mean? The decision's kind of happening right there. Okay, next one. Now we're going to do an English one. I've decided to stop smoking. Now the hint would be when you have I've decided, then it's not going to be the shimasu. Does that make sense? I mean, okay, Sebas, yeah, technically it's like saying, I will decide to sleep early tonight. Yes, technically it is that, but because that makes no sense in English, it's just someone says, hey, we were talking about going to that concert. Were you going to go? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to sleep early this evening. I mean, we could just say, listen, 今日は早く寝ます. I'm going to sleep early tonight. But there's something nuanced different wise when you say, 早く寝ることにします. You know what? It means like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sleep early this evening. And I've said this before, with Japanese, or with English, I have to say, we have like a tone that we say, right? So if we said in English, I'm sleeping early this evening. Okay. That's not the same tone as, I'm going to sleep early this evening. That's what we're doing with 早く寝ることにします. It's, I'm going to sleep early this evening. All right. All right. So how do we say, I've decided to stop smoking? Let's see. Oh, okay. It says, タバコをやめることにしました. Fatmide says, タバコを吸わないことにしました. Ooh, that's an unexpectedly good one. Well, you are right. It's タバコをやめることにしました.
タバコをやめることにしました。
吸わないことにしました would be technically, I've decided to not smoke. 吸 means to suck, right? To inhale, right? So I've decided not to suck smoke, right? I've decided not to smoke. But this is to stop smoking, and that's why it's タバコをやめる. タバコを吸う smoke, タバコを吸わない is to not smoke. So technically, totally good. You're both right. All right. Now, you guys, are we all ready for another pattern that's slightly different, but super important and used quite a bit? Ready? Let's do it. All right. So now we're going to do ことにしています. しています is an ongoing thing. So it's like saying, I've decided to blah, 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 habitually ongoing from this point forward. I make it a rule to blah, blah, blah is the best way to translate it, right? So for example, Yeah, I make it a rule to study every day. How would you say that? I make it a rule to study every day. It's a workshop. You guys got to be saying it out loud. Come on, everybody. I make it a rule to study every day. Wait, the top says Korean from 0. Oh, it does. Oh, man. You know what happened? Let me explain something. Hang on. You see, I know you can't see it, right? I have these buttons that I can hit. So look, watch this. So everyone look at the top left of my screen. That's the Korean button. Korean from 01, Korean from 02, kanji from 0. It's like, this is like part of my, when I do a live stream, I can do whatever I want live stream wise. And what happened was when I set my headphone down, that bottom button on the corner of my controller is the Korean from 0 button, and it hit it. Sorry about that. I even have this one right here, like when I'm book editing, like I can turn off, where is it? How do I turn off the, I can't turn off the Japanese from 0. But see how it says book editing up there? So I have all of these buttons. Secrets of Japanese. Yeah. All right, well, that's fixed now. Sorry about that. All right, so I make it a rule to study every day. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Yasuru says, 毎日勉強することにしています. Nice. Russell says, 毎日勉強することにしています.
毎日勉強することにしています。
Very nice. So you see how that works? にしています. It's just, this is the regular thing that I do, okay, that I've decided that I'm going to do. It's like saying, I've decided that I'm going to study every day, but it's ongoing. So if you say, I've decided that I'm going to study every day, not as powerful as I made it a rule, or I make it a rule to study every day. That's really what we're saying in English. All right, next one. I make it a rule to speak only Japanese. All of you AJATter, MIA, Refold, whatever thing you're doing, where the main rule is, I only speak Japanese. I do it all the time. This is a sentence you can use. I make it a rule to speak only Japanese. I make it a rule to only listen to Japanese. I make it a rule to only watch Japanese TV shows. These are all things we can do using this pattern. All right, here it is.
日本語だけを話すことにしています。
Nihongo dake. Only Japanese. Oh, that's our object. 話すこと. So now we've got this entire verb phrase is what we've decided. It's not just 話すことにしています, right? It's 日本語だけを話すことにしています, okay? Sam, you got it right. Ginger Gaiden. Yes. Wait. What happened? Ginger has 日本語だけを話すことにします. Not sure what typing too fast. Yes, okay. Good job. All right, one more time.
日本語だけを話すことにしています。
All right, here's some more sentences, okay? Say it out loud and then translate.
東京では同じホテルに泊まることにしています。
It's possible you don't know this verb.
東京では同じホテルに泊まることにしています。
Now, you might have learned tomaru as stop. It's not that.
東京では同じホテルに泊まることにしています。 東京では同じホテルに泊まることにしています。
All right, Fatmide, Fatmide, whatever your name is, I'm not sure. It says, I make it a rule to stay at the same hotel in Tokyo.
東京では同じホテルに泊まることにしています。
I have made it a rule, or I make it a rule to stay at the same hotel in Tokyo. Very good. Now, you could have an itsumo in here, you know. Tokyo de wa itsumo always 同じホテルに泊まることにしています. I've made it a rule to always stay in the same hotel in Tokyo. Okay. Now, I personally always stay in dormy inns. 私はいつもドーミーインに泊まることにしています. Dormy Inn, D-O-R-M-Y-I-N-N. Amazing. It's an onsen hotel. I love it.
東京では 同じホテルに泊まることにしています。
All right. Next one.
嫌なことは忘れることにしています。
This is a good policy.
嫌なことは忘れることにしています。
You know what I'm talking about, Ginger, right? Dormy-in's amazing. What's good about Dormy-in is their onsen is open at the most awesome times. It's open until 3 in the afternoon. Then I think that's what it was. And then it closes throughout the day, but then it opens up back up at night. Something like that. So it's open late all through the night. Where some hotels close around 9 or 10 or something like that. And then all night long, it's closed until the morning. It's way more awesome to be open at night, in my opinion.
嫌なことは忘れることにしています。
All right. Sumi30 says, I forgot the things that I shouldn't do. That's not even the pattern we're doing. Carlo Bonayan says, I always forget the things that I hate. No. You guys are forgetting the pattern. It's the same pattern. I make it a rule to. Has to be in there, or I've made it a rule to. Okay? Look at it. Oops, why is it not? Why is it not going? There, look at this.
嫌なことは忘れることにしています。嫌なことは忘れることにしています。
Clifford903. I make it a rule to forget the things I dislike. It's pretty good. Oh, okay. I have made it a rule to forget the things I don't like. Yes, yes. Sakuta Ren. I made it a rule to forget the things I don't like. I have made it a rule to forget about unpleasant things. Okay? Or forget unpleasant things. This English sentence could be cleaned up into various different ways. I make it a rule to forget about unpleasant things would also work. We could have also had a sentence like, 嫌なことは考えないことにしています. That sentence we had a few sentences back. I make it a rule to not think about things that are unpleasant.
嫌なことは忘れることにしています。
Good job, guys. All right. Number 9. Now we have English. I've made it a rule to go for a walk with my dog every morning. I've made it a rule to go for a walk with my dog every morning. I'm going to play it before I show it to you. I don't see anyone typing. This workshop. Okay, here we go. Ginger Garden just says, 犬と. And then context clue says, 毎日犬と歩くことにしています. Okay. I actually don't remember what it is. It's not 歩く though. Yes. Yes. Erichi says, 毎朝犬と散歩することにしています.
毎朝犬と散歩することにしています。
Yes. Aruku would have worked, but go for a walk is sampo, right? Go for a walk is always sampo, but to walk with your dog would be aruku. It's a small, small change.
毎朝犬と散歩することにしています。
Okay. So sampo means sampo is a walk, right? To go for a walk, sampo suru. Okay. Aruku would be just to walk.
毎朝犬と散歩することにしています。
Very good. All right. All right. One more final pattern just to be aware of. Okay. And Japanese slang and idioms 101, giving the golden rule that we talk about all the time. Start from the end and it's easier. You spelt easier wrong, but that's cool. It should be spelled E-A-S-Y-E-R in my opinion. That would be easier. Why do you change the Y to an I in easier? Makes no sense. All right. So now we're going to talk about decisions that were made that you didn't do. Does that make sense? It's not you that made the decision, but hey, it's been decided this particular thing. All right. And this is not uncommon in Japan to use these types of patterns. Okay. So it's been decided I will work on weekends or I will work weekends. Okay. This is just me stating the fact, hey, I work weekends. I didn't make the decision, but I work weekends. How would you say that? It's been decided I will work weekends. Let's see who gets this one first. It's a little bit more difficult, mentally at least. Because we don't say this in English. We don't really, it's been decided that I will work weekends. It's just not a thing that we say. All right? Because there's enough of a delay, I know that when I show it to you here, I'll still be able to look up and see who got it right. So here it is. Oh, I don't know what happened to my furigana.
週末、働くことになりました。
Okay. So what this really means is I didn't used to work weekends, but guess what? Now I have to work weekends. Okay. Let's see. Clifford 903 had 週末に仕事をすることになります. That's なります. That means it will be. That would mean your schedule hasn't changed yet, right? Or the decision will be made. 週末働くことになりました. Average Joe. Perfect. Okay, good. Oh, okay. 週末は働くこと。働くこととなりま、とになり。You have to and ni. Wait, am I reading that? No, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. It's koto ni. Sorry. I thought you had to and ni for the, because there is a tonaru. There is a tonaru way of using like something to narimashita, but we're not doing that here. Okay. So, 週末, the weekend, 働くことになりました. Okay. What does that mean? That's when you're relaying the information. Oh my God, guess what? Now I have to work weekends. All right. I don't know where my furigana went. Oh, my furigana is going to come up in the next slide. I'm going to be hospitalized. Now, remember, that should be your hint when it says I'm going to be hospitalized. Okay? Actually, that doesn't help. I'm sorry. I was looking at the next slide. Let me just show it to you why I was a little bit confused. I was thinking this would be 入院することになります. This means that would be more like I'm gonna be hospitalized if I do this thing, right? But this is
入院することになりました。
it's been decided that I'm going to be hospitalized would be a better translation for the sentence.
入院することになりました。
Flubbed that one just a little bit. So 入院, literally enter hospital, right? 入院することになりました. So maybe the person was sick and they were fine, but they went to the hospital, they got a test, and their levels are a little bit higher than the doctor wanted. So he calls home and he says, 入院することになりました. It's been determined, it's been decided that I'm going to be hospitalized. Okay? And context clues, you got it. All right, moving on. I don't know what's next, actually, to be honest with you. Just this blank slide. Here we go. 3 more sentences. First, say it out loud and translate it out loud.
とうとうメガネをかけることになりました。とうとうメガネをかけることになりました。
This might throw you off. It's completely out of the blue. And you might not know とうとう。とうとう。
とうとうメガネをかけることになりました。
One more time before I reveal it.
とうとうメガネをかけることになりました。
It has it. Tom Dragon rocks saying, "What's up, Daddy?" And I say, "What's up, Beck?" Jack Haveman says, "It's been decided that I need glasses." You've got some of the elements. You don't have the toto. And megane o kakeru. What you're saying is, megane ga hitsuyo. That I need glasses. Okay?
とうとうメガネをかけることにな
That
り
would
まし
just
た。
be メガネが必要になりました。Right? Or 必要なことになりました。Alright, one more time.
とうとうメガネをかけることになりまし
Fat
た。
Mide says, "It's been decided that I will wear glasses." Sakutaren says, "The day before yesterday, it's been decided that I'm going to wear glasses." The day before yesterday is ototoi. Ototoi, not toto. Finally, yes, Jack, you got it. Toto means finally. Okay? It's been decided that I finally need glasses.
とうとうメガネをかけることになりました。
Again, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over the sentence. There is no need in here. I'll be wearing glasses finally. Right? This is a good translation. Well, it's gotten to that point. It's got to that point where I'm going to be wearing glasses. Okay? That's what that Toto is doing. メガネをかけることになりました. He didn't decide, or she didn't decide that they're wearing glasses. It's kind of been decided by a doctor, or it's come to this point that I've got to wear glasses. Okay? All right. Next one. Having fun? Still having fun? Welcome to intermediate Japanese.
今度、娘の彼氏に会うことになりました。
You should be proud of yourself. If you are here and this is your 114th video that you're watching in the series, よくできました. Really, you've done well. I'm super proud of you guys.
今度、娘の彼氏に会うことになりました。
Now again, the word in these particular ones, the English translation doesn't need to have the word decided. It can, but sometimes it's overkill. And we talk about this in book 5 a lot more. But the higher level your Japanese gets, the more you have to be aware that sometimes you have to remove things from the Japanese translation of the English and add things to the Japanese things of the Japanese translation, and vice versa. You have to add things to either side or remove things from either side of a translation in order to make it sound natural. So it's weird to say it's been decided sometimes, okay? Living Codex says, I'm going to meet the daughter soon. Wow, did you get that wrong?
今度、娘の彼氏に会うことになりました。
Sumi30 says, it's been decided to meet my daughter's boyfriend next time. Let's look at it.
今度、娘の彼氏に会うことになりました。
This time I will meet my daughter's boyfriend, says Oh okay.
今度、娘の彼氏に会うことになりました。
It was decided that I would meet my daughter's boyfriend soon, next time. This kondo thing is sometimes weird in English, but it just means next time, but it also means this time. It's so weird that kondo means this time and next time, but they use it that way, okay? It's just like saying soon. It's like a way to say soon. Musume no kareshi is daughter's boyfriend, and circumstances are that I'm going to be meeting them. Ao kote ni narimashita. I didn't decide it, but hey, I'm going to be meeting him, right? All right, now English to Japanese. At home, it's a rule that I take out the trash, right? So perhaps other people have other chores, other things that they do in the house, but at your house, it's a rule that I take out the trash. Now, I want you to think really hard. At home, it's a rule. It's ongoing. Keep that in mind. I almost clicked it to play it. It's still too early. The workshop is still too early to play. At home, it's a rule. No, I didn't make up the rule. It's just how it is. That's what naru is. Naru is to become, but in this particular form, it just is. That's just the way it is. Okay. Ie ni omi, you meant to say gomi, o dasu koto ni naru. That means, oh my God, it's going to happen. I'm going to end up having to take out the garbage. That's what you're saying there, Carlo. Take out the trash in Nihongo is what? It's gomi o dasu. It's literally put out the trash. Gomi o dasu. Sakutaren says, ie ni wa, or uchi ni wa, gomi o dasu koto ni shite imasu. No. If you say gomi o dasu koto ni shite imasu, that would mean I make it a rule to take out the trash. That's what suru does. Naru is not something you can really control here. Okay? Let's see. Jack says, 私のうちに私がゴミを捨てることになっています. That's the closest one. Average Joe says, 私はうちでゴミを出すことにしています. Again, wrong verb. Let's go ahead and look at it.
うちでは私がゴミを出すことになっています。
Okay? うちでは at our house. 私が I am the clause. I'm the subject in this clause. ゴミを出すことになっています。
うちでは私がゴミを出すことになっています。
Okay? See how that works? We're using なっています because it's an ongoing rule, an ongoing thing that you do. Okay? That someone, like you can imagine the family decided. Okay? Yes, context clues, you were off, right? Why is it uchi and ie? Okay, it's the same kanji. Uchi just means like home. And it can be a house. If you said ie, it would actually mean a house, more a house, okay? Ie, like you can have a bunch of houses, right? That are actual houses, right? Or you can say, hey, you want to come to my house, my home? That's uchi. It could be an apartment. If I said, do you want to come to my ie? It's obviously a house. If you say, want to come to my uchi? It could be a house. It might be an apartment. All right. All right. Final thing we're going to do is we're just going to go through a Q&A where we have one question and multiple answers.
休みの日に普通何をしますか？
Please translate this. Tell me what this is.
休みの日に普通何をしますか？休みの日に普通何をしますか？
On your day off. 休みの日に普通 normally 何をしますか? Jack Haben, what do you do normally on your day off? Yes. Sumi30, what do you do on your days off? I'm okay with that. Fire Elite, what do you normally do on your days off? Yes, yes, yes. Good job, everybody. Here's the first answer. Okay.
運動することにしています。運動することにしています。運動することにしています。
Everyone's still posting answers on the last one. That's how slow the delay is. It sucks, but the delay can't be stopped. Okay, Average Joe says, I make it a rule to exercise. Yeah. I mean, I make it a rule to... Kompeki daze. Perfect. Like, totally got it, right? Fire Elite says, I decide to exercise. No. I make it a rule to exercise. It's so perfect of a translation.
運動することにしています。
All right. Here's a long one with two possible sentences back to back.
何もしないことにしています。何もしないです。
Now, they wouldn't say these in a row. This is just, both of these are similar answers, okay?
何もしないことにしています。何もしないです。
Last time.
何もしないことにしています。何もしないです。
All right, Average Joe says, I don't do anything. Oh, okay says, I don't do anything. Nothing, LOL, says Fire Elite. Okay, so, 何もしないことにしています is different than 何もしないです. I want you to really think about that. 何もしないです is, I don't do anything. 何もしないことにしています. This is why I'm showing you these sentences. I want you to understand the difference between 何もしないです or like just a しないです versus しないことにしています. The difference is one is an active decision that you do. This is I don't do anything. This is just stating what you do, right? This means I actively don't do anything.
何もしないことにしています。
Okay? You are
何も
making it a
しない
rule.
です。
Hey, you know what? On the weekend, 何もしないことにしています。週末に何もしないことにしています。On the weekend, I really don't do anything on purpose. I actively don't do. That's what しています does. Okay? That ことにする is doing here. All right. Next one. This whole sentence. You ready?
普通はモールでブラブラするけど、今度の休みは実家に帰ることになりました。
You know what? I don't want to give this one to you. I think I might make this homework. I think I'm going to not show this one.
普通はモールでブラブラするけど、今度の休みは実家に帰ることになりました。
Now, I want you to put what you think this is in the comments below. Don't cheat. Don't look over it. Stop looking at the text that's showing up in the chat, okay? I'm going to skip to I'm going to just hide my screen for a second. I'm going to skip to the next thing. Actually, we're done, okay? I want you to take that and post it in the comments because it's the only way I can bribe you guys to get me some algorithmic commenting. Help me with the algorithm. So, and next week in the next video, I'll tell you the answer to that, okay? And be ready for a quiz in the beginning of the next video. I'm going to try to put a quiz in for you. Now I'm going to play it one more time for you.
普通はモールでブラブラするけど、今度の休みは実家に帰ることになりました。
All right. That's it. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Oh, you guys are still here? Why don't you check out these videos and subscribe? This is my end roll where I give you the video links that eventually I'll add. Yeah, sounds cool. Bye.